Hi, it's Mr. Tush over at Global, and we're going to talk about how to do the write-up for our 2.07 I Have a Dream. And what you're doing is you're actually not uploading your I Have a Dream projects, you're uploading your soundboard app, the original soundboard app that you did based on the logic that you learned doing I Have a Dream. So what's going to happen is you're going to describe it here. You're going to have to do your video. We're going to talk in a separate place how to do your video. You're going to describe how you designed your UI, how you designed your user interface. And you're going to talk about whether or not programming is a creative activity and how are you allowed to express yourself that way. To do the write-up, we're going to use the app write-up form, okay? To open the app write-up form, you're going to have to actually go down to this link right here, and it's going to open it up in Google Docs. Once it does, it will open it up as a standard write-up template. Your temptation is going to be to ask for edit access. And I'll get that request to edit it, but I won't allow you to. So what will happen is you have to go to File, Make a Copy. What will happen is it will give you a version of this form that you can edit for use on your Google Space and to be able to submit your write-up for the project. Your naming convention is first name, last name, Mr. Tush, and then what it is, Wizard of Oz soundboard app. I'll put it all as one image. Actually, we don't have to. Mr. Tush, Wizard of Oz soundboard app. And save it to your drive. I'm going to save mine, not just in my drive. I'm actually going to save it in my mobile CSP folder. So I have it, but that's where I'm putting it. And now the whole thing will be saved in my mobile CSP folder. So you'll see I have a second copy of this open. I don't want the original anymore. I don't want to be confused. Make that go away. This is now the one I'm going to do. First thing it tells you is get rid of the blue. So here we go. Get rid of the blue. No problem at all. I'm going to use my name and my title here to change this to Wizard of Oz app and describe my title. I've got my name here, so when you send it to me, I'll know who it is. I'm going to go over here to screen cap. Screen cap is a short word for screen capture. And what happens in screen capture is they're going to want to see this particular image, the screen capture of the app itself and what you see on the landing page. So in order to get that, we know that the Mac has a trick called Command-Shift-4, and that provides you with this quick way of grabbing a screen capture. We also know that not every machine does that easily. So here's what we're going to do instead. We are going to use a software app called Sketch. Now I've already loaded Sketch here, and it's loaded on most of the images in the, or most of the machines in the Mac lab. Sketch is a free download from Evernote. It does a very nice job, Mac and PC, grabbing screens. So I'm going to go to Screen Snap, and that goes away. I'm going to select just the piece that I want, which is right here. And once I've gotten that, it will give me a height and width, etc., etc. Go to Capture. Next thing I have is my screen capture. I'm going to go to File, File Export. Once I go to File Export, it gives me this funky name called Screenshot blah blah blah. I'll put it in my Downloads folder so I can find it. Remember, there's not a lot in my Downloads folder. And I'm going to call this Soundboard Screen Cap. I'm going to click Save. I'm going to go back to this, and I'm going to click right here. I'm going to make this go away by deleting it. File, Insert rather, Image, go back to my Downloads folder, and I think we called it Soundboard Screen Cap. Click OK. Upload it, and there it is. I'll have to write up the name of the app and what the app does. That's what this is for. Digital distribution, that's the last thing we're going to do. I know it's the second thing on the list. You will put your QR code in, but you're going to do that later. Let's do over here where it says Viewer and Components. Copy and paste Viewer and Components of your app here. So it's telling you to put it here. We're going to replace this image. So what I'm going to do is go back to App Inventor. I will call up Sketch again. Sketch is right here. I will do another screen cap. I will go and catch viewer and components. Grabbing it all here, I'll include all of that so my professor will know what I got. Go to capture. It'll ask me to discard the old note. I don't need it anymore. Discard it. Now I've got the new note. I go to File, Export, and now I'm going to call this Viewer and Components. And there's my viewer and my components. I'm going to get rid of this because I don't really need it. Discard the sketch note. Then I'm going to go back to this again, and now we know it has to go here. So I'm going to click here, delete it. I'm going to go to Insert, Image, choose an image to upload, go pick the one that I just created, throw it in there, and there it is. It will size to fit in the place. Now look what we have here. It's going to talk about design and enhancements and the different advancements you've made. Well, you have fairly simple code. So for this exercise, you're only going to need to put the code in one spot. We're going to put the code right here. Code, we're not going to do the same trick. Code, you export your code a slightly different way. Go to your blocks page and right-click, and one of the things you have as an option is download blocks as an image. Download blocks, soundboard code. It comes down as a PNG graphics image. Doesn't matter that you're switching styles of image in this. Don't worry about it. Go back to your soundboard, to your write-up. Delete it. Insert, image, and there's my code. Open, brings in my code, drops it in. I will have to write an explanation of that right here. And then I'm going to actually get rid of this entire section right here because I don't need it. And I can usually delete this table, and there we go. The last thing I want to do is I'm going to want to put in a QR code. A QR code is that square-shaped thing that barcode readers use. How do I get that? Well, it's kind of cool. What I'm doing is I'm going to have to package my app, upload my app, and then I'm going to make it downloadable for other people. So I'm going to go over to this thing called Build. And what I'm doing, I've got a couple of options. One says provide QR code for APK. It may be tempting to use that. That gives you a QR code that lasts 2 hours. So you don't want to give me the temporary QR code. You have to actually use a third-party app. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the APK code. So there it is. It's doing that right now. Don't save the temporary QR code. Let it compile the full code. It's preparing the application icon. Up it comes. It's working its way through. Give it a little time to do so. Once it downloads it, which it will do very shortly, you will have the opportunity to download the APK file. APK is App Inventor Package. This is a packaged app. This will allow you to install it as an independent app and not simply as something that has to be run in MIT Companion mode. This is how you give the app away, and you have to give the app to other people. So we're going to go over here. We still need the QR code, but before we do that, the first thing we need to do is we need to upload the file. We're going to upload it right to your 2.7 portfolio. This is your web page. This is 2.7. We've answered these questions. We're working on this particular app write-up, and we're going to go to Add Files. And in Add Files, I'm going to actually add my soundboard app. I'm going to put it down under Add Files. And it's about 2 megabytes because of all those images I used. Give it a second, it's there. Now, in order to download it, I could just click and download it here, but what I want to do, it's kind of tricky. I'm going to right-click on the download link, and I'm going to go to Copy Link Address. I need to know the web address of this, and the web address can be a long address. I'm going to go to my QR code maker. I'm going to go to my home page. And when my home page comes up, see this thing over here? It's called a QR code. I click a QR code. Once I do, I've got my URL. That's where I put the code I just copied. So the code that I copied on page 2.7, remember the code that I copied when I was right here? And I went all the way down here and I went copy, link address, go over to my QR code monkey and I paste it. That is the address. Once I do, it says create QR code. It gives me a QR code. That's actually the QR code for what I wanted to use. And then I'll go to download a PNG. And then I'm going to call it soundboard app dash QR code. I'm going to send that in. And now I've got it. Now I go back to my write-up where it wants the QR code. I delete it. Insert. It's just an image. I pick the image. And where is that? QR code right there. Click OK. It uploads the image. It's kind of stupendously huge. So if I click on it, I'm going to go over here and see what we can do about maybe not there. Pick it up, and we got to shrink this bad boy a little bit. Shift and shrink. Just a little bit more because this is just really too huge. I'm going to center it right there. Here's how to install my app. Scan here, and I'll be able to use that to install this. I can actually make it quite a bit smaller so it'll fit on that one page. That will still be scannable, and I can use that to absolutely install it just for neatness. If you've got this funky page break, I can even insert a page break, but that's absolutely not necessary. As long as your app works, as long as everything works, I will be able to navigate it. So what we have here is my app. I have to write this. I went and I added my viewer and components. I have to explain that. And then I had to put in my code, and I have to explain my code. And then finally, I have to create the QR code. I have to put the APK, I have to build the APK. Then I have to put the APK file here, create the QR code by saving the link, and then putting it in QR code creator, create it here, download the image, and put it here. I know that's a little bit complicated, but by the end of this course, you are going to be super, super good at that. I appreciate your patience. I know that was a long video, but I wanted you to have that resource. I hope it helped. Good luck, and thanks for watching.